guys, my name is Faisal Shalash. I'm the author of Crypto and Chill book, and I'm a certified crypto and blockchain expert. So I'm here to share my journey with you guys and discuss a bit about the Bitcoin halving and what's gonna come post that halving. Of course, it's exciting times, but I'll start with my journey and my story. I get a lot of questions about it from the community, so I thought I'll answer that first. It was 2016 around November, winter time. I had a Swiss friend who kept telling me, listen, we need to buy Bitcoin, it's the future. For me, it was blah, blah, blah. I never took it seriously. And then one day I remember he pressured me. He said, listen, just spend time, research about it because I trust you as an older brother to research and find out if it's worth getting into. So of course I followed up on his promise, went home. I remember it was a weekend, 10 p.m. I started researching and I could not sleep till the next day, till 10 a.m. next day. It was that exciting and mind-blowing that I could not sleep. I said, all of this is happening around me and I don't want to miss out, of course. So I got back to him the second day. I said, listen, why don't we ignore buying Bitcoin and let's start mining it. It will be like a nice hobby, and in the same way we will earn money from this. Then we agreed to do everything 50-50. And don't forget, these days mining Bitcoin wasn't that difficult as today. It didn't require that much power to mine Bitcoin. You can simply use a powerful laptop, like a gaming laptop or a gaming PC, to mine Bitcoin. But I said, I mean, if we take it as a hobby and to experience this, let's build our own mining rig. So we got, I remember, 6 graphic cards, gaming graphic cards, motherboard, power supply, and we installed mining software, which is available everywhere online to mine Bitcoin. And we started. It was doing well, to be honest, for a good 5 to 6 months. Then we realized, okay, we're getting less Bitcoin. Of course, we didn't understand the world that Bitcoin price will increase due to demand and other stuff, right? So we decided, okay, I think it's time to sell this mining rig we have, which is like a homemade kit, as you can say, and get a proper machine, which was still newly released, an ASIC miner. I think it was called the S9 at that time, Antminer, and it was around 11 terahashes, which is now laughable, of course. With Miningrace, the minimum terahash is 100 terahashes, right? But of course things change. So I remember we bought this machine, we ordered it from China. It took a month to come here, and at my friend's place we plugged it in, and it was extremely loud, I remember. So that was a headache for us. My friend gave up after 4 months. He's like, listen, the money is good, but I'm not sleeping enough, right? So he said the best thing is probably to sell it at that time. Unfortunately, those days there wasn't a platform like Miningrace where you can do everything from this phone, literally. They will take care of your machine, the maintenance, the noise will be in the farm, not in my house, and I can track my profit and everything, right? And there's an option of speed mining, which did not exist, which is very nice. A few buttons, you pay for the service, and you get Bitcoin in your wallet eventually, which is exciting, right? So this is my journey. Of course, through mining, I started reading about other projects and even did mining or staking and all of that. I didn't do much about trading because, of course, there's a risk in trading, and I try to avoid trading. For me, it's simple: accumulate, collect as much crypto as you can. When the right time comes, you sell it, right? So of course I worked with several projects in the region and globally, and of course I became obsessed with crypto and eventually wrote a book which is doing really well, and I get amazing feedback from you guys in the community. I really appreciate it. Every time I meet some of you or I get these messages, it means a lot. Of course, it keeps me going, and maybe we can do another book, of course. This book currently is for like an introduction level. We can do a more advanced level, which is very fun for me because it's a big world to explore in crypto, and I keep saying to myself, I wish I wrote more about this or that. So now I have no excuses, and hopefully I'll work on a book this year, of course. So now the exciting time comes for me as a crypto lover. The season starts in a few days when the halving happens, right? When the halving happens. Why is it exciting? As we all know, if the demand remains the same or increases, the price of Bitcoin will increase. Although the reward will be less, as in the less you get less Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin value itself will be crazy high, hopefully very soon. So I'll just go through what Bitcoin halving means, give you a few examples. So currently, as of today, pre-halving, we are getting 6.25 Bitcoins, and we've been getting it since April 2020, during, of course, the COVID days. So 6.25 Bitcoins. For every verified block, the miners will get this reward, right? So what changes now? The changes, miners will receive half of that, which is 3.125 Bitcoin, right? But this kept changing from 2009. Every 4 years, there'll be that happening. So I can give you another example in an imaginary world, of course, what this means. In a way, for miners, what it means. For miners, basically, let's say you work for a company and they pay you two Toyota Corollas, the cars, two Toyota Corolla, a month, all right? After 4 years, the manager comes, says, hey, listen, we're gonna give you one Range Rover instead of the two Toyota Corollas, which is, less of a vehicle, as in one vehicle instead of two vehicles. But this means that the Range Rover itself will be is way higher in price, right, and in demand. So another example, imagine a mountain that has 21 million kgs of gold, right? And there's miners there, and there is a lawmaker, and his name is Satoshi, all right? So this lawmaker says you can mine for 4 years. After 4 years, I'm going to give you half of what you can mine, right? And the daily allowance for mining supposedly is 6.25 Bitcoins. So the miner gets gold. I mean gold, of course, not Bitcoins, but gold. So you're allowed 6.25 kgs of gold as your daily allowance. After 4 years, he comes to the miners and says, hey, listen, no more 6.25 kgs of gold. You're only gonna get 3.125 kgs of gold. All right. So, in a way, if there's a demand for gold, as we know, and there'll eventually be a supply shock because the demand is there, at least the same or not even, let's say higher, right? You can sell that gold for way more than initially, way more than, let's say, a year back, right? So definitely it's exciting. I don't give financial advices. I don't belong in that space that can give people financial advices what to do, but I can speak for myself and my expectations from what I've learned, of course. So typically I've seen two Bitcoin halvings during my career, or at least witnessed, right? I wish I had somebody earlier when I first got into Bitcoin to tell me this is how the market usually is, and that, because there's so much to learn. You miss a few things, right? And at that time, there's not many people who can give you these advice or, guide you. But I learned it through experience. So typically, my prediction is, by the way, it could change. It's not a financial advice from me, but what I've seen is whenever there's a halving, of course, there's an excitement before it. Oh, the halving's happening. Let's collect Bitcoin, And then when the halving happens, there might be fear. A lot of people might sell, or they might stop buying, whatever the case is. So there might be, again, a price drop. For me, this is good news. If the price drops, I'd like to buy some, I'd like to mine some, right? But I prefer, of course, mining. So I call it accumulation when you're mining. I feel the mining season starts in April, or end of April, you could say. the mining starts. You need to collect as much Bitcoin as possible because the season, which is the bull run season, usually kicks off 5 to 6 months after the halving. So if we look at certain charts I'll share with you guys now, it's typically 5 to 6 months after the Bitcoin halving is when the market starts to climb, right? And this usually lasts for you could say a year, 11 months to a year, where it will start peaking, and that's a decision for the people is when to sell during that peak, right? Nobody can give you advice or the exact date to sell, otherwise I'll be a billionaire here if I knew the exact date. But all I know is I follow graphs and I follow supply and demand, right? So after 6 months there will be a huge demand for Bitcoin, but there isn't even enough Bitcoin in the market in circulation. So companies, businesses, people who want to buy Bitcoin, they'll need to pay the premium price for it. And that price will be really high. If you need your piece of Bitcoin, you need to pay high. Who do they come to? People like us who are mining on Miningrace, for example, who have accumulated Bitcoin through mining for all this time, and who are willing to sell, And of course, I think collectively we will not sell for cheap. We will not accept to sell Bitcoin for cheap. So also I'd like to share a graph with you, the Bitcoin halving graph and history. If I can zoom in a bit so I can show you a clearer picture of what we're looking at. Okay, yeah, so you can see all of these years. This is the first halving, this chart. So you can see at the day of the halving, it was roughly $12, good old days. So of course things change. This is the second halving, which was let's say I joined the Bitcoin scene around this time. Also good old days. So you could say it was roughly around $600 to $700, right? But what I wanted to show you is, if we zoom in here, there'll be a drop. Typically a drop, or you can see the drop around here, right? A slight drop just behind the line where my cursor is, right? So these drops could happen. It's very natural. It's healthy. It's called the Bitcoin correction, if you can say, or a price correction, all right? Because you get rid of a lot of people who just come for the hype. So you could say they're seasonal investors. They just come 1 month before and sell after the halving. So we don't need these people around, to be honest, but they are around. So after the Bitcoin halving, you usually see a slight drop and a small increase, then this crazy peak will happen, right? So imagine this peak all the way from this bottom all the way up, right? So as remember, it reached around 19,900, but if I zoom in the price, it will definitely give me the exact price of how much it peaked. Then you get the drop, the usual, then the other halving, which was during COVID time, right? So this is from that date onwards till today is where we're getting 6.25 Bitcoins. Before that, we were getting 12.5. Right, from 2017, 16 till 2020, that 4 years, it was 12.5 Bitcoins per block. So this is where we are now, obviously, and this line marks today, all right? So ignore these prices. I need to zoom in, of course, but this is the price of Bitcoin at the moment of recording this video. $63,700 right, per Bitcoin. So if we follow this pattern and you see these lines, you could tell where we started from and where we are, right? And as we know, this line, after this line, this is where the peak is. So like I said earlier, 5 to 6 months, then we see this craze that is happening here, right? And then it peaks, it peaks, it peaks, it peaks, it peaks. So then it drags for a while. So don't forget, this is a 4-year block. From here to there is 4 years. So you can kind of see the rhythm of this graph. There'll be a euphoric moment on top, and everybody's happy and everything, then there'll be a sell-off, right? Because people want to sell their crypto in general to make profit from it. So they find the best time for them to sell, right? I always say don't be greedy. Put a number in your head, and when it hits this number, you can sell. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. So we are here. Hopefully in 5 months, I come back to this graph with you guys and do a video. And we started from this point. All right, this journey will continue all the way till next year, all the way up hopefully. But like I said, it's okay when it drops. This happens naturally. The history tells you, right? You see drops. You see all these drops happening. From here to there is a drop. From this peak to this peak is a drop, right? From this peak to this peak, so on, from here to there. And there might be another drop. It's very natural. It's healthy for the market when it drops. It attracts new people. It gives chances to people who missed out on highs to buy lower, to mine. The whole idea is, especially for Bitcoin, unlike other coins, is to mine Bitcoin, right? So I call these spaces in between the peaks as an accumulation time. That's where you need to start collecting Bitcoin, right? The best way and the easiest way, listen, it's is simple. It's mining. Now mining could be a headache, right? You need to buy the device, wait for the device to come. You need to learn how to download software, plug it in, attach a wallet to it, join the Bitcoin network, verify blocks, and then you have to cater for the electricity, which is really high, extremely high. And the more powerful the machines, the higher the electricity. And then my factor, the factor I really hate, is the noise. It's extremely loud. So if you have a software and a platform like Miningrace doing all of this with a few buttons, why not? You know, you will get Bitcoins in your wallet, save as much and accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can, and eventually sell when the time is right for you. So this is a simple chart. I advise you just to go even to Google Images and type Bitcoin halving charts, right? So you'll see different types of chart, more easier to understand, more difficult, more complicated, more detailed. It's your choice. All of this data is available online. Last piece of advice as well, always have a website that you go to, right? So CoinMarketCap is the one I go to usually, and there's CoinGecko. And all the information is here. So you see here Bitcoin halving, 1 day left, right? How many blocks until halving? It's 191 blocks. So you'll learn a lot. You'll understand timing and seasons of crypto. So we can click on Bitcoin, for example, and read all of this information. Most of you guys know this, but I just thought I'll review it with you. So you can see the max supply is 21 million. The total supply, which is currently available, is 19. All right, and this is the 1 day chart. You can go 7 day chart, and you can go to all time charts. So you can see what is kind of happening, right? From this chart alone, you'll understand that halving is the biggest event. And we can see all of these peak, like this peak, and here we had a double peak, we have another peak, and soon, hopefully, in my prediction, in 5 months, we're gonna get a kickoff at least of a crazy peak as well. All right, so all the information about Bitcoin is here, as you can see, markets, and the main reason why I told you about CoinMarketCap is about news. So you can always keep updated with what's happening, right? With crypto in general and Bitcoin. So you can always see news here. For example, here one guy is saying holding 0.001 Bitcoin could make you a multimillionaire according to Fidelity Director, which is huge, right? One of the biggest institutions in the world, at least in the top 4 in the world. Their director is claiming that 0.001 Bitcoin could make you a multimillionaire. So you click on it, read this information, try to get motivation from that. And I would like to leave you with one more thing. So I'm lying. Actually, there's 2 things I want to tell you before I leave. Is you guys have a copy of my book available as an e-version on the Miningrace platform. You can find it, have a quick read. There's also a page dedicated to the Bitcoin halving, a full page for it, and has good details and interesting facts about it. And second thing is continue mining and accumulating. Like I said, we might see drops, some scary drops, not so scary drops. It doesn't matter, right? We are in here for the long term, and the idea is be patient. With Bitcoin, all these stories of Bitcoin millionaires, it's simple. They were patient, right? So they took advantage of the drops. They continued mining and not giving up. That's why mining is huge globally, right? And this is the point of success for them. It's accumulating. And the season is not far away, 5 6 months. The season of the crazy prices that goes up is very soon. But like I said, one thing is don't give up or get scared when the price drops off. Bitcoin, it happens. It's very normal, and like I said, it's healthy in many ways, right? It's called the market correction, so it's nothing new. So this could come very soon. It means nothing to people like me. It means happy days. It's a positive thing, right? We'll catch you in another video soon, and happy mining and happy halving. Goodbye.